Hey everyone, sorry I had to do that. Welcome back to our SpongeBob read alouds. Today we are reading chapter 4. So sorry for the big delay that took almost a month. It's that I completely forgot about it. I'm really sorry for the delay of chapter 4. But yeah, speaking of chapter 4, Poppy Playtime chapter 4 started development. And I don't know if chapter 4 is going to be a prison or something else. And some people think that chapter 4 is going to be a prison because they've been looking into like some sort of file or something. But stop that. Let's begin. Also, I wanted to feature Pigeon in here. If you don't know, his favorite show is the Invincibles. Yeah, it was a show on Cubo, but the Cubo's gone. Yeah, if you don't remember, 2 years ago I started a huge Cubo debate, but that didn't happen. If you're new, then go check out those videos, the shorts I made 2 years ago, 2022. All right, chapter 4. So I think this is when we're going to start looking for Patrick. Something tells me, since at the end of chapter 3, if you don't remember, I basically had a prediction that we were going to start looking for Patrick since Mr. Krabs told him to look for Patrick. Let's just begin. Squidward didn't have to search far to find SpongeBob. He was standing by the road just outside the Krusty Krab, looking lost. Okay, SpongeBob, Squidward said, walking up to him. Oh my god. Let's hurry up and find Patrick so I can decide which of my masterpieces to display in the mayor's party. Why are you just standing there staring off into space? SpongeBob turned to Squidward, surprised to see him. Did you say let's find Patrick? Are you going to help me? Yeah, Squidward said. Mr. Krabs made me. So yeah, get started. SpongeBob threw himself at Squidward, hugging him tightly. Oh, thank you, Squidward. Thank thank you. Wait, what happened there? Maybe that's, but it's just a little scratch. Some of my books have those. Aye. Pirates SpongeBob, all Squidward said. Forget thanking me. Let's just get this over with. Where do we start? SpongeBob looked discouraged. But that's just the problem, Squidward. I don't know where to look. I've already been all over Bikini Bottom calling for Patrick, and he hasn't answered. I've looked everywhere. There's nowhere else to look. Did you check at the bus station to make sure he wasn't left town? He hasn't left town. Okay, so Squidward mentioned bus station. I know I usually don't do these interruptions sometimes, but in chapter 3, when I read that, I was like, don't ask. And I think that we might be heading into rock bottom. I mean, in the background of this picture for chapter 4, it kind of looks like we are in rock bottom. Oh, Squidward, Patrick would never leave town without telling me, SpongeBob answered. But yes, I did check at the bus station. They haven't seen him. Okay, so that means that in chapter 4, we are not heading to rock bottom, but we might around chapter 14. How about yes, I checked the airport. How about in the train station? How in all the taxi cab stands in the heliports in the wagon depot? Bikini Bomb has a wagon depot? Squidward asked, surprised. Forget it. It doesn't matter. Furrowing his green brow, he concerned. Well, he said, when someone's missing, you go to the police and file a missing person report. That's a great idea, Squidward, SpongeBob said. Come on, let's go. He grabbed Squidward by the hand and ran off to the police station as fast as his legs could carry him, dragging Squidward behind. SpongeBob, slow down, Squidward screamed, bouncing over rocks and needles, I guess. I know that's not how you pronounce needles, but that's just how I'm saying it. SpongeBob burst into the Bikini Bottom police station and ran straight for the desk. I want to file a missing person report. Alright, let's continue. But the officer at the desk just ignored SpongeBob, staring down at the folder in front of him. The fascinating thing they have seen his life, frowning. SpongeBob repeated him. Excuse me, officer? I'd like to file a missing person report. The police officer said nothing, acting as though SpongeBob wasn't even there. Breathing hard from being dragged to the station by SpongeBob, heard walking over to the front desk and lean. Sorry, on it, trying to catch his breath. Police officer looked up immediately. Yes, may I help you? The two of us are together. Squidward gasped. We'd like to file a missing. Oh, I see. You're together. Yes, Squidward confirmed. Got it. The police officer said. Head. Uh, head. Going back to his folder. You can go now. Squidward looked confused. What do you mean go? We haven't even told you who's missing. The officers just stared down his phone, pretending to read. Why are you ignoring us? The cop sighed and looked up. Why am I ignoring you? I'll tell you why. In fact, I'll show you why. He turned and called back his own shoulder. Hey, Barb, come, come here a second. Yeah, so if you don't know TMI, sorry for another interruption. Like the series I have on TikTok, basically Pops' real name, which is Sonny's dad, was supposed to be named Barbara, kind of like Barb, but I changed it to Pops. Another police officer joined him. The first cop pointed to SpongeBob and asked, "Who's that?" Officer Bart smirked. You know perfectly well who that is. Include me. The first officer said, "Tell this gentleman here who is his best friend." That right there, Barb said. Slow guy who's always wasting our time with the missing person reports. He filed out report. His teddy bear went missing. Yeah, page 31 begins chapter 5, so we only have like 2 more pages. SpongeBob looked into it, and how was I supposed to know Teddy was under my bed the whole time? And he couldn't find his favorite spatula, Barb added. SpongeBob whipped out a spatula and held it out. Now I make sure I carry Flipper with me everywhere. Wait, his spatula's name is Flipper? So if you don't remember from the SpongeBob like diary episode, I think the specialist name was like Fifi or something. There's no way it changed to Flipper, or maybe that was the teddy bear's name. I don't know. Speed past research team. Remember that time I wanted to file a missing person report because he couldn't find his can opener? Lee Barb said, nodding. How could I forget it? The guy was. Well, that was an emergency, SpongeBob insisted. I could feel Gary without spinning. Squidward held up his hands in surrender. Okay, I get it. SpongeBob files way too many missing person reports. But this time it's totally legit. It was actually a person who was missing. A person named Pat Pal, the first officer said sternly. We've got strict orders not to file missing person reports for this guy. See? He pointed an unflattering picture of SpongeBob on the wall under the photos. A sign says, "Do not accept requests for missing person reports for the sponge, or else." Yes, Barb sneered. So beat it before we toss you two out. You're overreacting bots, I think. As SpongeBob I don't know. Or seating, whatever. As SpongeBob stared at his photo on the wall, trying to think of a way he could snatch it down without getting in trouble. The police, another officer entered the station. He was leading a pirate with a long beard and black hat towards the station detention area to lock him in the cell. Nodding toward the other 2 cops, he said, "Hey, Steve. Hi, Barb. Hi, Mark," they replied. That guy's trying to file another missing person report? Mark asked. He head back, nodding towards SpongeBob. Yup. Steve confirmed. So what else is new? Huh? Mark joked. The 3 police officers laughed. That really understands the joke. The pirate laughed too. Come on, you. Mark barked at the pirate. SpongeBob watched Mark on the pirate way. Seconds later, a cell door slammed. Clang! Squidward saw that they weren't going to get any help at all from the police. Come on, SpongeBob, he sighed. Let's get out of here. Outside the police station, SpongeBob was in despair. This This is hopeless, he moaned. I bet even the police won't help us. Who will? We are supposed to take a case on the cop. Well, a private detective, SpongeBob suggests. Sometimes got big, he goes from ear to ear. It's a terrific idea, Squidward, he squealed. We'll hire a private eye to find Patrick. Next up is Chapter 5. Okay, so I believe Chapter 5 is when we're going to kind of see him like this. Kind of how we saw him on the other pictures in like Chapter 1, 2, and 4. Because Chapter 3 was just Mr. Krabs. Well, actually, Chapter 1 and 4, since Chapter 2 and 3 were just SpongeBob's, Patrick, and Squidward's house, and Chapter 3 was Mr. Krabs. Chapter 5 looks like it's probably going to be like the biggest chapter yet. But yeah. Wait, I couldn't even get to read a page. I think I'm gonna have to call my friend Hip Dog Harry to kill you. Please don't. Well, guys, that's gonna have to do with SpongeBob Mysteries today. See you in the next 2 months for Chapter 5.